Welcome to Knowing God. Selections from the Enclosed Garden of the Truth by Sanai, Vegetarian, Part 2 of 2, on Words of Wisdom. Hakim Abul Majd Majdud ibn Adam Sanai Ghaznavi, vegetarian, also known as Sanai, was a renowned Sufi poet born in the mid-11th century in Ghazni, Afghanistan. He was initially a royal poet for the Sultan of Ghazni. However, after a spiritual awakening, he left the royal court to pursue a life of spiritual practice. Sanai is considered the first person to use poetry in the form of odes, lyrics, and rhythmic couplets to express the philosophical concepts of Sufism. His works center around achieving divine knowledge, and he was a strong believer that divine love leads us towards enlightenment. His teachings greatly influenced later Sufi saints and sages, including Master Rumi, vegetarian, and Attar. He was a compassionate vegetarian who never participated in any form of animal people sacrifice during his lifetime. His most famous work is the Hadiqatul Haqiqat, or the Enclosed Garden of Truth, which focuses on themes such as divine love, God's omnipotence, and the sweetness and excellence of the Holy Quran. Let us continue with selections from the book The Hadiqatul Haqiqat, The Enclosed Garden of the Truth by Hakim Abul Majd Majdud Sanai of Ghazna, edited and translated by Major J. Stevenson. In this work, the wise poet expounds on the importance of having faith in God, emphasizing that reason and intelligence alone are not sufficient to know Him. On the knowledge of God. Imagination falls short of his attributes, understanding vainly boasts her powers. The prophets are confounded at these sayings, the saints stupefied at these attributes. He is the desired and Lord of reason and soul, the goal of disciple and devotee. Reason is as a guide to his existence. All other existences are under the foot of his existence. His acts are not bounded by inside and outside. His essence is superior to how and why. Intelligence has not reached the comprehension of his essence. The soul and heart of reason are dust upon this road. Reason, without the colorium of friendship with him, has no knowledge of his divinity. Why do thou instigate imagination to discuss him? How shall a raw youth speak of the eternal? By reason and thought and sense, no living thing can come to know God. When the glory of his nature manifests itself to reason, it sweeps away both reason and soul. Let reason be invested with dignity in the rank where stands the faithful Gabriel. Yet before all his majesty, a Gabriel becomes less than a sparrow through awe. Reason arriving there bows down her head. The soul flying there folds her wing. The raw youth discusses the eternal only in the light of his shallow sense and wicked soul. Shall thy nature, journeying towards the majesty and glory of his essence, attain to a knowledge of him?
The most powerful daily prayer for any time and before meditation, which is the order from God and Supreme Master Ching Hai, shares with us by His blessed grace.
We humbly worship, praise, thank, obey, and love God Almighty, the Most High, the greatest, for world vegan, world peace, and our soul liberation. We thank, love, praise the only Son of God, who is the ultimate Master for our salvation. We follow the teaching of all the saints and sages. We thank, love, and praise them, who are the representatives of God for our spiritual elevation.
On the assertion of the unity. He is one, and number has no place in him. He is absolute, and dependence is far removed from him. Not that one which reason and understanding can know, not that absolute which sense and imagination can recognize. He is not multitude nor paucity. One multiplied by one remains one. In duality is only evil and error. In singleness is never any fault. While multitude and confusion remain in thy heart, say thou one or two, what matter? For both are the same. Thou, the devil's pasture, know for certain what and how much and why and how. Have a care. His greatness comes not from multitude. His essence is above number and quality. The weak searcher may not ask, is I or who concerning him. No one has uttered the attributes of the Creator. He, quantity, quality, why or what, who and where. His hand is power, his face eternity. To come is his wisdom, the descent his gift. His 2 feet are the majesty of vengeance and dignity. His 2 fingers are the effective power of his command and will. All existences are subject to his omnipotence. All are present to him. All seek him. The motion of light is towards light. How can light be separated from the sun? In comparison with his existence, eternity began but the day before yesterday. It came at dawn, but yet came late. How can his working be bounded by eternity? Eternity without beginning is a houseborn servant of his. And think not nor imagine that eternity without end is more, for eternity without end is like to eternity without beginning. How shall he have a place in size greater or smaller? For place itself has no place. How shall there be a place for the creator of place? A heaven for the maker of heaven himself. Place cannot attain to him, nor time. Narration can give no information of him, nor observation. Not through columns is his state durable. His nature's being has its place in no habitation. O thou, who are in bondage to form and delineation, bound by he sat upon the throne, form exists not apart from contingencies, and accords not with the majesty of the eternal. Inasmuch as he was sculptor, he was not image, he sat, was, not throne nor earth. Continue calling, he sat, from thy inmost soul, but think not his essence is bound by dimensions. For he sat is a verse of the Quran, and to say he has no place is an article of faith. The throne is like a ring outside a door, it knows not the attributes of Godhead. The word speech is written in the book, but shape and voice and form are far from him. God descend is written in tradition, but believe not thou that he comes and goes. The throne is mentioned in order to exalt it. The reference to the Kaaba is to glorify it. To say he has no place is the gist of religion. Shake thy head, for it is a fitting opportunity for praise. They pursue Hussein with enmity because Ali spoke the word, he has no place. He made an earth for his creation in this form. Behold how he has made a nest for thee. Yesterday the sky was not, today it is. Again tomorrow it will not be, yet he remains. He will fold up the veil of smoke in front of him. On a day we will fold up the heavens. Quran, chapter 21, verse 103. Breathe thou forth a groan. When the knowers of God live in him, the eternal they cleave behold, and he in two through the middle. For more information, please visit Internet Sacred Text Archive, sacred-texts.com.
Vegan side effect: the devils refuse to enter your house.
Blessed viewers, it was a joy to have you join us for today's Words of Wisdom. Coming up next is Wild London, The Nature of a Capital by Ian Green, Vegan, Part 1 of 2. May the celestial music remind us of our heavenly abode.